Hi, guys. Lisa Edwards of Exclusive Career Coaching here. I wanted to give you a little taste, an appetizer, if you will, of my award winning podcast, The Exclusive Career Coach. With more than 250 episodes out, I cover all things career management. So I hope you'll head over to your favorite podcatcher and give a listen and maybe rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks.
We want to talk about behavioral interviews first. And I have talked on more than one episode in the past about behavioral interviews on this podcast. The reason behavioral-based interviews exist is the concept is the best predictor of future performance is past performance. So rather than giving you a hypothetical question, how would you handle this situation? They're going to ask you, how did you handle it when this happened? Or tell me about a time when you had to manage multiple priorities. And oftentimes the generic candidate doesn't make it through to the final cut because they've got some people in that pool who have very clearly articulated their brand. So you want to differentiate yourself in a crowded candidate pool. You also want to clearly convey the benefits an employer is going to get from hiring you. What do they get when they get brand John? And then, as I said, you want to avoid being the generic candidate. And then finally, what it's not is an objective. And I still see resumes come across my desk that has, I'm looking for a position that blah, blah. Nobody cares. That's not the point of your resume. Your resume is a marketing document. I find that clients who come to me and want to have a consult with me, a lot of times they're thinking very kind of narrowly about how they can do a job search. For many of them, it's just looking at job boards, which, as I've said before, I'm out on a limb saying it's not a job search. If all you're doing is looking at job boards, then you're just looking at job boards. You're not really engaged in a job search. So in terms of salary negotiations, I coach my clients on walking into the salary negotiation process with 3 numbers that they have already decided ahead of time. In addition to talking about those numbers, as I said, I want to give you some information that I found on a Forbes article that was titled, Are You Being Thorough in Your Salary Negotiations? The Complete Insider's Checklist by Don Graham. So let's talk about these 3 numbers that I coach my clients on first of all. The first number is the number that you want to end up with. So it's kind of starting with the end in mind. This is the number that you want to end up with, the salary offer that you want to receive.